Greetings from the Kenya-Ethiopia border, and behind me is actually a beacon that is indicating where the border is. There is another beacon ahead there. So on my left is the Kenyan side, and on my right is the Ethiopian side. Here, the people who live here, they say this border is just an imaginary border. They share language, they share culture, and I'm gonna tell you about a unique project that has brought economic empowerment and harmony among the communities who live in this region. This economic empowerment project is supported by Oxfam and implemented by Strategies for Northern Development.
In as much as the interventions we are currently making is on Kenyan side, the need has to cross. Disaster has no boundaries.
So we're kind of looking at around economic empowerment, being long-term resilient.
We gave a cash grant of 600,000 Kenya shillings, 5 coming from the Kenya side, 5 are coming from the Ethiopia side.
We managed to open this wholesale business here in Anona.
The sun shines, heralding another day, while the lush vegetation symbolizes life once more in an area that faced severe drought about 2 years ago. A drought that wiped out about 70% of livestock in Marsabit County. This farm, located in Galole Village, Sololo Sub-County, Marsabit County in Kenya, is one of the initiatives under a project known as the Integrated Cross-Border Response Pilot Project implemented by Strategies for Northern Development (SND) and meant to help the local communities which share not only the border but also language and resources to recover from the effects of the drought. SND is a local non-governmental organization working with nomadic pastoralist communities in northern Kenya and southern Ethiopia. The project is funded by Oxfam Kenya. This vegetable and fruit farm is a joint initiative of two groups, Liban Latu from the Ethiopian side of the border and Nagaf Milki from the Kenyan side.
We are 47-member group, but we are in partnership with another group in Ethiopia called Liban Latu. Through our partnership, we have invested in agribusiness, as you can see behind me. We are pastoralists. We have no idea about agribusiness. Not that our lands were not fertile, but we lacked knowledge about farming. Despite the government creating the border, that did not hinder our collaboration and working on our farm. SND and Oxfam came to boost our efforts. Even though we lacked knowledge on agribusiness, as members, we made an effort to make contributions.
When it comes to farming, the vegetables require a sustainable water supply. Liban Latu and Nagaf Milki are prepared for this. They have 2 water storage tanks, each with a capacity of 5,000 liters to hold enough water for irrigating the farm. The water is pumped from a nearby borehole, which is solar powered.
This is a combination of 2 groups, and we have been helping these groups with water supply for their joint farm. The main challenge we face right now is a lack of power supply. We request for a generator and a plastic water tank from SND and Oxfam.
The leaders of the 2 groups explain that support from SND in collaboration with Oxfam Kenya was a significant boost for them.
Initially, the relationship between Kenya and Ethiopia security-wise was not good. Since we partnered, there is no insecurity and we are working together. Through the positive impact of this project, as a group, we now peacefully coexist as cross-border community. Our Ethiopian government has seen the impact of this project, and the authority has no problem working with us.
Now the community are able to interact with both interrelation with the community, both in Ethiopia and Kenya. It's a kind of good of improvement in terms of the security and peace, because the kind of nomadic lifestyle that they have seen and monitoring.
Ndio mpaka
Hapa ndio mpaka. Kenya.
Mandei in Ethiopia.
From Moyale to Ileret is around 500 kilometers. That border is porous. The only registered border point where when you cross you have your passport stamped is Moyale. We have the same community living on both sides of the border. I pick a corridor, Anona Dukale. You can be comfortably in your house in Anona and call someone on the other side of the border in Dukale and ask for assault when you have your kaugali on fire. In a fraction of a second, you can have assault. So to our people, the border is as good as it doesn't exist. You will find someone who is polygamous. He has one of his family in Kenya, say in Moyale, Kenya, and the other family in Moyale, Ethiopia.
The villages of Anona in Kenya and Dukale in Ethiopia are not left behind either. Here, the spirit of cooperation has begun to blossom due to the entrepreneurial ambitions of the community members, supported by the Cross-Border Response Project. And in a swift move, we begin in Dukale village, where we meet a group known as Kayo Dukale Self-Help Group. The group is running a cereal vending business project. The group began with a livestock project, but it faced challenges following severe shortage of water and pasture. They shifted to the cereals vending project upon consulting S&D and Oxfam Kenya.
Walika pamoja na sisi tulikaa tukadiscuss, yani kwa hapa hii Dukale hapa sehemu yetu ya Ethiopia, yani nini inaweza endelea kwa hii group tukiwapatia, nini itaendelea vizuri. Wakatuuliza, alafu tukachoose tununue ngombe kwa sababu tuko na shamba kubwa hapa. Wakati hiyo tuko na maji alhamdulillah, alafu wakatupewa shilingi 600,000 Kenya shilling.
Tulianza kununua ngombe 18. Na sasa drought ikakuja, tukanunua mahindi kwa kuuza pamoja na Kenya na Ethiopia. Kuna group huko wananunuanga hapa mahindi.
Hii biashara tukifanya inasonga mbele, tukakubaliana tuwajulishe watu wote wa jamii hapa, hata watu wetu jirani yetu wa Kenya, tuwajulishe hata kuna group nyingine wanaendelea huko.
In Anona village on the Kenyan side, a group known as Anona CLA Women's Group is running a wholesale shop under the S&D Integrated Cross-Border Response Pilot Project. Kula Boru, the group's secretary, explains why they chose this idea.
We have started this business last year, September. Before this, we have saving of 200 each member, but after receiving 600,000 from S&D and Oxfam, we managed to open this wholesale business here in Anona, because we have no other wholesale business here in Anona. When retailers want to buy goods, they usually go to Moyale.
Kula says this has helped by reducing the prices of basic commodities to the community members and also strengthening their economic relationship with their Ethiopian neighbors from Dukale village.
We have a profit of 63,000 for last 6 months. Now we are doing business with another side of our community at Dukale border side. They usually come and buy from us and sell retail at their village.
They decided to do a trade together because they felt like is one of the issue that they should implement because of the border. The border is a porous, they can easily access goods from the Kenya and also from the Ethiopian side. So they said this is the best project that we should implement. Then in one of the corridor,
we had series of peace meetings through this project. Through that, they were able to communicate. Through that, they were able to do business together. So we were able to enhance social cohesion and integration.
The integrated cross-border response pilot project was not only implemented in Kenya, but also in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, at a village known as Arbale, lie 4 beautiful water storage tanks that adequately supply the cross-border communities here with clean water. The tanks are a symbol of the efforts by a group known as Ordofa Women Group, who came together with a water vending business, a shared vision of improving their village's water situation. Darmi Tadicha is the chair lady of the Ordofa Women Group.
As a group, we are united and we got support from S&D and Oxfam. We decided to invest in water project because we could get profit by selling the water to cross-border community. We get money both in Kenyan shillings and beer value. From our side, we gave advice and guidance to the group, and now they are progressing on quite well. We always visit the groups to check on their progress, and they are doing well.
The communities on both sides of the border are now harvesting the fruits of this project, cutting across from access to clean water to reduced inter-community conflicts that would otherwise arise from misunderstandings.
This water project has helped our village to have access to water. We use this water for cooking and laundry. Unlike before, we are grateful that we no longer have challenges in accessing water. Kenya and Ethiopia are neighbors, and we learn from each other. We harmonize regulations governing both Kenya and Ethiopia. And when these groups meet, they exchange ideas and learn from each other.
Yes, this is Somare Village, Butie Ward, Moyale Sub-County, where a group known as Latu Water Service Providers has a livestock rearing project. It is an income-generating project aimed at empowering members economically, among other objectives.
We lost our livestock to a devastating drought, and we were left helpless. Fortunately, S&D and Oxfam supported our groups to purchase cows. The reason why we decided to settle for the cows is because we will fatten and then resell or use the bulls to plug our farms.
The group, driven by the strong goal of purchasing cattle, fattening, and ultimately reselling them for a profit, began with an initial investment of 15 cows funded by grant money from S&D. Each member actively contributes 150 Kenya shillings monthly to support the herder, ensuring the animals receive the care they need for optimal growth.
We are here because of a strong unity of our group, and we thank the donors who supported us. And as a group, we thank you for that. We will keep the cows as an economic empowerment memory of your great effort to support us.
Unlike other projects implemented by S&D, the Integrated Cross-Border Response Pilot Project is unique in the sense that it serves the communities from both sides of the two countries and therefore presents a wide scope of lessons learned from its implementation.
Even the restocking of the cattle, that we're doing purchasing from the other country, Ethiopia, and also bringing it to Kenya, and then cutting them and fattening it for resale. And the estimated kind of good of revenue that is estimated to be around 25,000 each, which is going to improve a bit of the economy and livelihood. And that's a long-term kind of resilient of the community sustainability, because based on the cash transfer used to give and now the profit that they're going to get long-term and the agriculture is both very significant for this project.
It has increased the impact, the cohesion, whereby they integrated much before we came in. So these are some of the greatest impact that we are able to document. When we first designed, we say it's a pilot project. We want to see how impactful a project is when we implement along the border, targeting both sides of the country. One key lesson is that, yes, it's very doable to have a long-term project, live about the pilot project.
The community that live along this borderline, they are so much related. They speak the same language, and they have the same values, and they share a culture. And the business that is being operated on the opposite side of the border is the same business that is being operated here. When the business is booming, it's booming for Kenya and for even Ethiopia. And when the business of this area gets challenges, the business of the other side also gets challenges, because the border is imaginary to the people, because they are one and the same people. But for government, there's a border.
Going forward, the learning we had from this project will help us to incorporate in the future designing of the programs in areas which have similar socio-cultural characteristics. So, for instance, we are thinking to implement a kind of cross-border project around Ethiopia. So this is exactly in alignment with that. So the learnings we had from this will directly help us to design in subsequent project implementation.
With security being a top-notch issue of concern along the border, Moyale Sub-County Assistant County Commissioner Mr. Kipkeu Chelimo narrates how the projects have reduced cases of insecurity along the border.
It has tremendously changed, because before it was government-led initiative, but it is now community-based initiative where the community or these committees are engaged through the facilitation of S&D and Oxfam, are engaged in terms of mediation, in terms of dialogue, to ensure that the communities do not at least fight. The introduction of some of the programs helped the communities now to diversify their livelihoods. Hence, in case there is climate-induced problems, they are able now to at least sustain those disrupted conflicts. So the community is leading towards resilience. And if the community is heading towards resilience, it means conflict will be a bit minimized.
Yes, it is all evident that change is home to the communities along this border. But how sustainable is the initiative?
For example, Golole corridor, where they have agribusiness, we link them with the relevant department, like for example, Department of Agriculture. They came on board and trained on the value chain and also the best climate smart agriculture. So this can tell very well that even if we exist tomorrow, they are able to propel ahead and bring about the more impactful project from the pilot response that we brought about. Going forward, we are going to leverage, bring on board another project that will now link with the already existing project to increase the sustainability and also the impact of the project that we had.
So as government will not leave it there, we'll pick it from there and then we'll continue with that project, because SND came to complement what the government is doing for our people. So when SND sees this, we're not praying for that. When the project of SND comes to an end, then as county government, we will come in and pick from there and then we'll move on.
My last word regarding this project is to make sure that the learnings that we had from this project is implemented in future programming, like the linkage between stakeholders are somehow, it seems, a kind of missing links, to have a kind of coordination platforms to institute or strengthen and to have a kind of strong guidelines, frameworks upon which the community facilitators and other project staffs are helping the communities are some of the things that we need to strengthen and capitalize on it.
This is cross-border in terms of resilient and agribusiness farming is very, very key, and the future, if the more infrastructure can be imposed into it, and looking forward to escalate it to another level, I think it will be very key to the community, and they'll be more impactful, and also creating empowerment and economic empowerment to the community, and being self-reliant and relying on the immediate needs like cash transfer that you used to do.
Wow, many thanks for your attention throughout the show. We believe you found that project, the Cross-Border Empowerment Project, informative and inspiring. A project that has changed livelihoods among the communities living in Kenya and Ethiopia. Yes, it is a borderless project. One border, one community, one language, same culture, same resources. Many thanks for watching. Keep it Chams Media and keep subscribing.